Hey everybody, Kennis Russell here. Hope you're doing great. Today I wanted to do a review of Hosa Technologies cables. Now recently I followed Hosa on Twitter. Actually they followed me and I tweeted them back, said, hey, appreciate the follow, love your cables. I've been using them for years, I've purchased hundreds of them. And they said, hey, well, let me send you a care package. I made a video of that recently on my YouTube channel, and they sent me a bunch of stuff. And I got back with them. I said, man, I was not expecting that much stuff. You know, just a bunch of different cables, a bunch of different connectors, stuff to clean your guitar. It was awesome. And they said, hey, if you want to make a video of anything, let me know, and maybe we could hook you up with some cables. So I said, you know, really what I want to do, I've been wanting to make a video of how to understand cables. And I also want to make another video of building a pedal board. And so they said, well, why don't we send just a variety of different cables? And I just wanted to take the opportunity to kind of share their different lines of cables that they have. They didn't ask me to make this video, but I think it's a really good idea. If you're a musician, you want to have good cables. You want to have something that's going to last. You want to have something that is going to just be good quality. The thing is, out there's a lot of misinformation on cables and the quality of cables. And sometimes people will buy cables that are hundreds of dollars saying that, oh, this cable makes all the difference in the world. Sometimes that can be true, sometimes that can be baloney. So I'm going to talk about cables and what I think really makes the difference in a cable and what level you might want to get. Now, like I said before, I've purchased many Hosa cables over the years. I've owned a ton of different brands, but I usually end up, when I'm going on Amazon, buying a cable, just gravitating to Hosa cables because they've been great. And it was interesting, as I started talking with them, I started looking through all my cables, and I was like, man, you know, the majority of these cables are Hosa cables. And the reason is because the majority of those are the ones that'll last, and I haven't thrown them out after breaking. So basically there's 3 tiers, if I understand their tier system of cables correctly. The first level is just kind of their basic cable. These are what I've purchased the most of that I've had, just because, like any struggling musician, if you will, you know, we're trying to look for the best value for the money. These are a great value. These have these silver connectors here. They'll say Hosa usually on it somewhere, and these are just good quality cables, especially for the price point. You'll see a lot of other cables that I've noticed that are similar designs. You know, they're using the similar type of connection here, but what really makes the difference in a cable is this connection here, okay? The quality of this connection. Usually cables don't fail somewhere in the middle of the cable, unless it's been stepped on a lot, or maybe you've set an amp on it for a long time and it's crushed the cable, or maybe you haven't been wrapping them up correctly and it's twisted the cable and it's broken the fibers inside the strands. Maybe, but usually your failure is going to be here at the connector. And I have to say that the way that they do, even their kind of entry-level cables here, is very good. You know, they don't have to do it like this. A lot of other manufacturers the connection here is not as good. It doesn't have that white shielding over it. The solders get loose faster. So, you know, any cable, if you're using it for years and years and years and years and years, it's probably going to go bad at some point. But these are pretty good entry-level cables. This is a microphone cable. So you'd recognize this, just a standard connection there. And it's got a nice rubber grommet, I guess is what you'd call it here at the edge here, to prevent that from breaking over time. The cable itself, pretty good quality. The next line up from just kind of their entry, and I don't even know if they have a term, it's just Hosa cable for their entry level, but the next level up is their Pro Series. And the Pro Series just goes a little bit to the next level for the connection. Like I said, the connection is the key. The actual connector, whether it's XLR, whether it's 1/4 inch, whatever you're talking about, that's where the failure usually happens. These are very strong, sturdy connectors. You can unscrew them and see that it's got this like shielding coming over here, and then it wraps around here and grabs. This just makes that connection last a lot longer. So where the strain is happening is not on the solders itself. As I'm bending this, you can even see, hopefully, that it's actually kind of, there's two grommets there, making sure that there's some play as it is, you're bending it. That's where the break is going to happen. That's where the problem with the cable is going to happen over time. This is a great cable. Matter of fact, if you're just looking for a cable, you're going to say, hey, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to keep it for a long time, this is going to be a cable that will do that. I really would recommend this for guitar players because you're going to move around a lot. The Pro Series for an XLR, very, very similar. Instead of you having just this, the metal here where it's got this one screw holding everything together, the connection here can unscrew. And you'll see that it's got this grommet here and this thing that is pinching around the cable. And so the solder connections on there are also not being pulled on. Whenever the microphone is being used, it's not pulling on the solder connections, it's pulling on this grommet here, it's locking it together. Very good quality cable. If you're looking to invest in cables, especially that are being used a lot by different people, this is a great investment to do. Just the Pro Series, this is a great cable to use. This is going to last you a lot longer. Whatever difference in price, you're probably going to go through these significantly less than the entry-level microphones cables. Even though those are pretty good cables, this Pro Series is very nice. You see on here it says the rean silver connector here, and I think that's just the level that they have on the Pro Series. It also says it rean silver here on the edge. Let's see if you can see that. It says rean silver. I think that's just kind of the brand or their designation for that type of connector. The next level up from the Pro Series, their high level, is the Edge series right here. These are the best cables that I've ever come across, I got to be honest with you. Basically, they're very similar to the Pro Series from what I can tell, except they all use neutrik connectors here. Let's look at the 1/4 inch connector. I don't have the tag on this one because I've been using this cable. It's a very, very nice cable. They have gold here on the 1/4 inch, and XLR connectors are gold pins there. I'm going to pull that back. This pulls off here. This is also a neutrik connection here. Very nice, very nice. This cable, man, that is just as a cool little connection there. There's no pressure put on the solder joint whatsoever. This connects in here again. They're very strong, stable. The cables themselves are nice. You can tell that they're good quality just from the thickness and the pliability of it. It's just a good quality connection. Let me see what the 90-degree looks like here. Okay, it looks like, oh wow, look at that. Watch this. That is pretty sweet. I've never seen a connection like that before. Same type of connection, just designed differently for the 90-degree, and that is also a neutrik connection. You can see there at the end that it says neutrik there, and wow, these just really are good cables. Lastly, let's look at the XLR version of the Edge series. Again, there you can see neutrik labeled right there, and let's look at this here. So as I unscrew it, pulling it off and back, wow, that's a good connection there. That is a very nice cable. These cables are going to last me forever. They are expensive, relatively, but they're also a good investment, especially as you're putting together your equipment. I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than getting to a gig, getting set up, and you've got to like fiddle with cables, or it's embarrassing even, if your guitar cable doesn't work. The other musicians in your group are like, dude, get a guitar cable that works. And so I'd recommend, especially if you're guitar cable, if you're a guitar player and you're playing on a regular basis, you should have a good cable to play with. There's your 3 levels here. There's the kind of the intro And then, you know, your basic cables, which are good. These are going to be your, I'm going to say, your best basic cables. So on all the cables that are made with the same style, these are really good. The pros, I don't honestly think I'd have a problem with the pros using them on a regular basis or over time. But the man, using these Edge series, this is pretty awesome. They also have the Edge series in cables for your pedal board, and that's very, very nice. There's one thing that drives me nuts, and that's when pedals don't work because of a cable, because they're so hard to troubleshoot. And if you're on in 10 minutes, you don't want to be troubleshooting. You want to have confidence in your cable. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful to you. Thank you, Hosa, for sending me all this awesome gear. I hope a bunch of people go out and buy your cables because they are great. Anyway, Kennis Russell out. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, please hit a thumbs up. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I make videos to help make musicians better musicians, and hopefully this helped you become a better musician. So if you would, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you in another video.